Well, that brings us to just about the end of our lessons here. But of course, there's a lot more for you to learn about HTML and CSS. As I said earlier, we didn't go over every single tag or attribute that you can use, but I did try to cover the basic ones that you'll use most. I have included a couple of extra files down in our Chapter 10 folder that are bookmarks to some references. First, we've got an HTML5 tag reference, and this also goes to the WC3 site and lists every single tag that you can use in HTML5 documents. You can see we've got a long list down here, and each one of them you can click on to get more information about the actual tag and its uses. They have examples and definitions, so you can easily expand your knowledge and your vocabulary with HTML. The other link that I have in here is the same thing, but this is for a CSS reference. You'll notice there's a lot of different properties down here, but there's information on how to use each one and which values to set up for it. So once again, you'll be able to expand out your vocabulary and try out different designs with your web pages. Now before we go, I wanted to show one more really important tool that can help you diagnose problems with your own files, and you can also use it to figure out how other designers have structured their code and built their pages. It's built right into the browser itself, so let me just go to our website project here, and I'll open up the index page in Firefox once again. Like my other examples, this tool is free, and all you have to do to set it up is go into your Firefox browser and go to the add-ons section. The add-on that I've installed is called Firebug, and it's a really good web development tool. You can just search for it and load it into your browser as well. Once it's installed, you get a little pull-down added to your toolbar up here at the top, and this Firebug extension allows you to take a look at the code behind the page. In every single browser, you can go to some section and see the page source, but generally this will load up a big page of the whole code itself. With the Firebug extension, I get something similar, but it's attached to the page and it's dynamic. First of all, when I bring it up, a console gets added to the bottom of my screen, and it has several tabs, two of which are the HTML and the CSS for the page. If we look down here at the bottom, I can see every single tag that I've used to build this page, and as I roll over different elements on the page, you can see that it finds those elements and highlights them for me. I could go all the way down to the header and look inside the nav section at all of the different list elements that create our menu items. I could go down into the section tag and look at the paragraph and even see the image tag that's associated with it as well. What you'll also notice is when I click on a certain tag or element in my page, the CSS for that element is loaded up over here on the side. It actually brings together all the different rules that apply and shows you what the settings are. So when you're out browsing other pages, you can look through the code and see exactly how that page was structured, no matter who made it. What makes this plugin really interesting, though, is that the Firebug plugin lets you go one step further. We can not only look at the CSS that was used to make this page, but we can also change it as well. You'll notice as I float my cursor over it, this little no sign comes up, and I can use that to turn off a style rule, and instantly I see how that would affect the page. You can see that if I take off the width here on the section tab, my content automatically flows all the way from one edge to the other. And of course, I think that's going to push my quote way down here out of the way. I can turn that style rule back on, and I could even see what would happen if I changed the background color. I'll set it here to red temporarily. Now you don't have to worry about your page. You're not actually changing your source code at this point or saving any changes to your file. What Firebug does is simply lets you play with all the different settings on the page and see exactly what the effects of those changes would be. You can use it to tweak your settings and try out different property values, and once you've decided on what to use, you can always go back to your document, make the changes, save them, and put them back up to the web. Here in the browser, all of my changes to the Firebug are only temporary, and they'll all go away as soon as I just refresh my page and go back to the original document. Well, now we've finished our lessons, and I hope this has been enough to get you started in making web pages. Since this has been a video series, you can always go back and review any lesson you want. And don't forget that a finished version of the website is there for your view in the complete site sample folder. So until next time, have fun making web pages.